Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. You got things to do. Let's get right into this. We're now starting to see some signs of areas to kind of watch. We're just kind of hinting at some development. So it's gradually going to get more active as we know. Nothing crazy right now, but I want to show you a few areas we are now watching together. Now, there's an old front draped right about here, so you can see some of the rain back toward parts of the Bahamas, back into the Gulf of Mexico, right? A little bit of a spin in here. Along these old fronts, you need to really watch them this time of year because things can spin up closer to home. So watching that, and then you see some heavier rain back through here close to Jamaica. So we're going to watch out for some scattered showers and storms for us in Jamaica, right up through Cuba, trying to stretch back toward the Cayman Islands. This is with the tropical wave. Not much development from this, but the front up to the north, that's where you could see some development. And we are seeing more of this easterly kick in here, giving us a few showers and storms near St. Lucia, near Dominica as we go throughout the day today. So some passing showers and storms possible, but these are the spots I'm watching. Now, I showed you this map, I think about a week and a half ago, and it's generally holding. I've tweaked the time frame on it, but it was these two spots that I'm watching. This area in here, right in the Gulf of Mexico, for the possibility of something spinning up along a front. That's area number one. Area number two, as is typical this time of year, off the coast of Africa. It was looking more like late August, but I'm thinking a little bit more early September, which really is about a week from now. Watching out for strong tropical waves moving off. Almost all the models are hinting at that. They go back and forth on development, but stronger tropical waves moving off, and unfortunately conditions will be more conducive for some development. Let me show you the picture here, just kind of the broader view to start, and then I want to get into that action in the eastern Pacific and central Pacific, but you can see one front here and just kind of hanging out, so some areas of rain. And that easterly flow bringing us some showers and storms today. I'll zoom down into the Caribbean in a moment, but let me just take you on time here, and then we'll stop it as we work our way into Sunday. And I mentioned starting to see some signs of areas to watch. We have one little cluster of rain here, not seeing any development for us in the eastern Caribbean on Sunday, but once again, the modeling and the environmental conditions all telling me, hey, there's going to be rain building up in the Gulf of Mexico. Very warm water, conditions could become conducive for a spin up. Then as we get into Monday, this tropical wave, one will work its way into the central Caribbean. Not seeing development out of that, just south of Haiti as it moves toward Jamaica, but you see the rain here. Now what's going to happen though is it's tied together. The tropical wave that moves from the eastern Caribbean back into the western Caribbean by the middle of next week could just generally enhance some of the rain in here, right? We could see a better chance of rain midweek, anywhere from Jamaica back toward Belize, but it could enhance some of the rain in the Gulf of Mexico. In some of the models, this is the American model, the Icon German model is just looking at that, showing something trying to spin up in the northern Gulf of Mexico. So watching that, it could be enhanced by the next tropical wave. So that is one spot to watch. That's the first one. And then the second one will be off the coast of Africa. Now, close to home, it is a concern when we have these stalled out fronts because the water temperature is very warm. As we know, we talked about that in yesterday's video. Here's the updated heat content map. It's at its maximum. It's actually at record-breaking levels. Not that the records have been kept for thousands of years as far as heat content goes, but this is the highest we've seen. The heat content, that is really the fuel for these things. That means not just warm water, but the warm water goes way down. So as a system moves on top of it, the warm water just acts as fuel to this. This is why we see things sometimes rapidly intensify. You may have heard that term. So very warm and deep water through the Caribbean into the Gulf of Mexico. So we have these old pockets of rain and storms along fronts, and that's why there could be a spin up. And then down the road, the heat content, of course, very key for the rest of hurricane season, especially September into October, for anything moving through the Caribbean, because it could kind of flare it up quickly. The other ingredient, though, the heat content is bad. That's not a good thing, but the good thing we're dealing with now is some of the drier air in place, although I know a lot of us need to get some water in some fashion. But watching these tropical waves out here, still contending with that dry air. You see it here. This is our dry air tracker, the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So these initial tropical waves just kind of getting absorbed almost by this dry air. But this, see this orange shading here? a few days ago, it was all over here. You can see that in some of my past videos. So some of the dry air is starting to move away. With that said, a little more moisture in the atmosphere off the coast of Africa. So as the stronger waves come off, there's more of a likelihood early September that they will start to develop. Then at that point, it'll be a wait and see. Are they going to shoot into the Caribbean? Are they going to make an early curve? I'll be tracking that for you, watching the steering conditions with everything. So still temporarily quiet in the Atlantic basin, and then this here is kind of messy. A lot going on in the Eastern Pacific, but fortunately away from Central America. Here's Mexico. You see these two areas here. Here's Gilma, for example, and this just coming onto your screen here. This is Hone. This has prompted tropical storm watches for the big island of Hawaii. Now, yesterday I mentioned the Eastern Pacific has a different set of names. Now, this developed in the Central Atlantic, which also has another set of names, different sets of names all across the globe as far as tropical systems are concerned. Early indications are this will be a tropical storm that stays very close or just south of the big island of Hawaii. You see it here. Here's Hawaii. So watching all these things, sometimes you get these patterns where they hook back into Mexico. Not seeing that. That's why I'm monitoring that and kind of showing you this. Most action stays safely over water, but stopping the clock here on Sunday, there could be some tropical storm conditions possible for the big island of Hawaii. And those tropical storm conditions could last throughout the day on Sunday. And then on Sunday, this area could be just kind of skirting more off to the west. Center may stay offshore. Wait and see on that. But you see all the activity out here. These two, where we like them safely over the water. Back to the Caribbean now, showing some areas of rain and storms. I mentioned one tropical wave is moving by. Now the Bahamas, it's been active. We had rain and storms overnight. Northern Bahamas, keep me posted on what you've been getting over toward New Providence and Freeport. You see some of the rain. Parts of Cuba, some scattered showers and storms scattered about Yucatan and Mexico. Belize, as we get toward Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Trinidad and Tobago, we'll get some periods of rain and storms for some of us over the next couple days. That easterly flow kind of kicking in. St. Vincent the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Grenada, back toward Barbados, some scattered showers. May catch one or two Antigua and Barbuda. This is as we work our way into Sunday. Now to the north of all this, the Atlantic region of Canada, some showers possible today, especially Newfoundland, even stretching back toward parts of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Little front here coming out of Quebec. Not seeing a lot with this as we work our way into the weekend. So going from Saturday and Sunday, just a very isolated chance of a passing shower storm. The best chance is actually for today. So the seas now, with this tropical wave moving in, we have one moving in here, there'll be another one moving in. Not seeing development in the Gulf of Mexico yet, so things are relatively settled, just about a meter and a half, so we're looking at about 3 to 5 feet throughout much of the Gulf of Mexico. Caribbean swinging up toward the Bahamas, that's good. This is by Sunday, but we'll wait and see if anything builds here in the Gulf of Mexico as we get into next week. If anything spins up, of course, those seas are going to be elevated. I mentioned the Bahamas, northern Bahamas, we have a higher chance of rain the next 3 days. We're going to have some totals of over 100 millimeters of rain, over 4 inches of rain in some locations. And this here in Cuba, scattered showers and storms. We may catch a couple of Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Jamaica, we'll see a decent chance of some scattered showers and storms around today. With it being so very hot, that could really give us a little extra instability, lift in the atmosphere, really pop up those showers and storms. So some could be strong. Passing showers, Statia, Saba, Montserrat, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. But a bit more here, Martinique to the south through Trinidad, we could have some 3-day totals of 2 to 3 inches of rain, or 50 millimeters to about 75 millimeters of rain. Suriname were mainly dry. Could see a couple showers northeastern Venezuela, a few as we work our way over toward Guyana. This map did not work out for me here, but watching out for those scattered areas of rain and storms back through parts of Central America. So seeing Belize lifting up toward the Yucatan, back toward Mexico City. Yeah, some scattered showers and storms as we swing through the weekend. But Jamaica, we're looking at about a 40 to 50% chance. Remember, if you do get a storm, it could be on the strong side for us. Cayman Islands, same thing. Not widespread, but a couple passing showers or a thunderstorm possible. Trinidad and Tobago, the rain chance up a little bit. We're looking at a 40 to 50% chance. We'll see that in Barbados, that easterly flow bringing in some of the extra moisture, 50% chance today. In St. Lucia, 40% chance as we work our way back through Grenada. 40 to 50% chance, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So southeastern Caribbean, we have a better chance of rain. Martinique into the south, 40% chance in Martinique. We get to the north, you see how it drops off a little bit. Dominica, we have a 30% chance, 30 to 40% chance in Guadeloupe. Rain chance 20 to 30%, so drier. Antigua and Barbuda, 30% chance of a passing shower. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat, and rain chance pretty low. Not to say we can't catch a shower. St. Bart's over toward Anguilla, but only a 20% chance. Pretty low as a whole. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, 30 to 40% chance. Puerto Rico, a couple of these could be thunderstorms with that heating. We have been so hot all across the board as of late. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, 20 to 30% chance. Bahamas, again, favoring the northern and central Bahamas with that higher chance of wet weather with that stalled front. 20 to 30% chance. Turks and Caicos, and a few pop-up storms possible in the Dominican Republic. 20 to 30% chance in Haiti. Rain chance 40% scattered about in Belize, like we've had over the last few days. Some of us still need to get some rain. Others have been dealing with some scattered showers and storms. Could see a small chance of a shower as we get into the weekend. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. Rain chance only 30 to 40% in Guyana and Suriname. As I mentioned, drier, just a 10 to 20% chance. This time of year, most of the action lifting to the north. Some scattered thunderstorms right across Cuba. 50% chance in Costa Rica for today and Panama. 40% chance the next 2 days in Nicaragua. Lifting to the north, a 40% chance right through the weekend in Honduras, and about a 50 to 60% chance Guatemala and El Salvador. And we do that again in Mexico City. North of Mexico City, it will be drier. 30 to 40% chance across the Yucatan Peninsula. Some scattered showers, especially this weekend as that tropical wave moves in. Northern Colombia, 20 to 30% chance. 30 to 40% chance in northern Venezuela. And the rain chance stays pretty low across Bermuda. So the busier pattern gradually coming. We now have some areas to watch. Watching that old front, and that could lead to a Gulf of Mexico spin up. Something tropical may try to develop. I'll be watching that throughout the weekend. Dry and stable air is around for a lot of us in the Atlantic and back into the Caribbean, preventing some tropical development in the short term. But I showed you how that dry air is starting to move away from the coast of Africa. So these stronger waves, especially early September, will start to develop. So we're going to have plenty to track as we go throughout the weekend, as we're now starting to see some signs of development. I'll do my best to keep you posted. I hope you are doing well. Have a good day ahead.